Beach, there was fireworks in turn one. Will Power gets a huge jump. Let's see if they throw the green.
Newgarden in the red, white, and blue. 67 right behind the number 12 of Will Power slots into place, and they run side by side, even 3 wide through turns 1 and 2.
Look at Marco Andretti up near the wall, 3 wide. That's where he is year after year. The first guy to go high and go brave. Tony Kanaan to the front.
Tony Kanaan in that gray number 10. He took over the number 10 from Chip Ganassi Racing from Dario Franchitti. On board with Marco Andretti looking to the inside. Kanaan in his 223rd consecutive IndyCar start.
Brian, Marco Andretti's passed, I don't know, maybe 8-10 cars already on the first lap, and he is flying on that high side.
Absolutely flying right up on the high line. He's up alongside Justin Wilson now, trying to make a move on him, and he's going to pinch him down to the low side and still up on the gray, just riding the rim ride.
Marco Andretti up 8 spots already. He'll come across the line, I think, in position 8.
There is no conservation for the tires on Marco Andretti's car right now. We talked about tire degradation, it being a factor, but Andretti pushing hard from the drop of the green.
Look at that steering lock that he has up there and the bumps going through the steering wheel. When he turns in here, look at how far the hands are bent over the steering wheel, and then you'll see that big bump right there.
He's driving the understeer, and I think one of the reasons you're going to see a lot of guys start with understeer in the stint is they want to take care of the rear tires. They want to force some push into the setup. Look at Munoz getting really racy. 3 wide with pinch to the high side.
I have a feeling right now that Marco has killed his front tires.
And he is slow on the backstretch, guys. There's something wrong with Marco Andretti.
Smoke out of the back and the number 25. Just a light smoke.
Shut it off.
Oh, what a disappointment.
And you heard the tail end of the radio there. He said, I think we're blowing up. And obviously now that appears to be the case.
And that has got to be the biggest disappointment you could ever have, having such a strong first couple of laps. That was a big fire now, so he's got to get that stopped before the whole car burns down and create a bigger problem to get to the next race.
You're on fire. Stop at the pit entrance there.
Caution flag is out, so that is a good oil fire coming out the back. Let's hope he gets out here quickly.
You're on fire pretty good.
You would think that there's a lot of oil if the engine let go in a big way and put a hole in the block. All that oil out from the hot exhaust and the turbochargers.
And you can see he's just disgusted. He didn't even look at the car. He just walked away.
Well, I mean, you got to be so disappointed. I mean, nobody did it like he did on the first few laps. He went 3 wide, passed a ton of cars in 1 and 2, and he was coming like a freight train.
He looked like you on the start of those Indy 500s, Townsend.
Well, and this is going to damage his points. We talk about the championship and how many points that Ryan Hunter-Reay lost with bad finish at Detroit. Andretti's going to be the first car out here. Only 4 laps did he complete. He was 5th in the championship point standings on the way in, and he's going to drop.
Now, he's probably on the same motor that he would have put in at Indianapolis right before qualifying, I think. So figure you got 500 miles carb day, maybe 700 miles on that engine. And Paul, these engines now are supposed to go, I think, 2,300 miles, 2,500 miles between rebuilds. So what does that say about the rest of the Hondas for tonight?
Yeah, it's very, very rare to have an engine failure. But, the frustrating point now is we're almost at the halfway point. The season is flying by, and you just cannot really afford to have any DNFs, especially at this point.
Look at him go. That was beautiful through turns 1 and 2. Up behind Munoz. Munoz is thinking about hinge down low, and look at Marco. I'll take all that free air up high.
And you talk about the disappointment. One of the things that you had talked about earlier, Paul, was having a car that would run anywhere, and in those opening laps, his did.
Well, what's surprising about that run from Marco is I never saw him come close to that line in practice.
No,
so he's going up there.
Nobody has ventured over the second groove, and he was clearly way up in the third groove. Oh, look at the steering right there. So that thing locked up in the rear. There was something major going on. Look at the steering effort going in just to keep it from spinning.
I was just going to say, you could hear the motor start to tighten up.
It was almost like it broke a crank or broke a rod, and then it was spitting all the oil out of the back of the car into the exhaust area, and that lit it up on fire.
So the crews will move the 25 out of the way. We've had our first caution of the evening. We've never had a full